For many young filmmakers in Australia, the dreams of fantastical worlds are simply unattainable through the means of traditional filmmaking. However, advancements in digital technologies such as green screen, digital cameras, 3D animation, and special effects have allowed for their fantastical visions to be brought to life in a much more vivid way. Virtual production technologies is allowing greater control for filmmakers. But virtual production technology is often expensive and complicated and out of reach for a lot of young filmmakers. So how do they make it work?
My name's Paul Vanterwash. I'm a lecturer in animation here. We're focused on virtual production and real-time technologies. The virtual production space itself, it was actually born out of a need to kind of get into virtual production at the very start of this sort of craze of in-camera visual effects. The idea of building a space, or how we built the space, was centered around the student focus and the student experience. From doing that, it meant that the students actually got a hands-on experience and learned how to develop content that was at the forefront of the industry, and also how to actually use the technology in space that's at the forefront of the industry as well. The main thing about virtual production is that there's a lot of creative freedoms. While there's some technical challenges and there's a lot of pre-production work now that you have to do beforehand, once you get in the space, there's lots of opportunity to construct shots, change on the fly, really come up with what you want to do in the volume itself and see the outcomes right then and there. The thing about in-camera visual effects, especially being so new, is that there's really no clear path forward on some things, and there's also a lot of unknowns. So there's new ways of filming here that people haven't discovered. And what I like about students working in space is they don't come with that heavy baggage of like, I've been doing this for 20 years, this is how we shoot this. They come in with really fresh ideas and sort of different approaches to things, so things that maybe I haven't thought of, or the film staff haven't thought of, or maybe they even haven't thought of until they get into the space. So as for like the industry itself and virtual production, the future of that, well, it's an evolving field. It evolves rapidly and at a really high speed, honestly.
We spoke with Andrew, a production manager on a QUT student-led music video that was using the virtual production studio for one of their assessments.
What do you think about virtual production as a whole medium?
Virtual production as a medium, I think it's great. The technology is awesome. The fact that you can pretty much like put anything on like a giant LED screen wall and like have like actors in front of it or performers, and with motion capture being integrated into virtual production, it provides like a lot of versatility without having to worry about like a giant like green screen, because with green screens there's just so much lighting they have to worry about, and there's some things that could go wrong, such as like the masking. When it comes to like editing. With The Mandalorian, they pretty much had like this outer space kind of setting. With like a green screen, it'll be extremely difficult to do. With virtual production, it also reduces location scouting aspect, which can be very expensive, and also like transporting cast and crew like to like specific locations is tricky. But with an LED screen or virtual production, it reduces or it kind of eliminates this aspect of like the production, saving time and money.
How accessible do you find virtual production?
I think it's getting there. So far, virtual production is very expensive. I had a bit of a dig around, and apparently like in the UK costs like £10,000 per day to hire out a VP studio, which is like extremely expensive. For larger productions such as The Mandalorian, very accessible because I'm assuming they'll have a very, very big budget. But for something such as like student filmmaking, it's going to be very hard, but hopefully in the future, things will become a lot more accessible.
What do you think of the benefits of using virtual production, and I suppose both in general and in regards to the production that we're watching you do today?
For my production, the great benefit about having an LED screen wall is no need for green screen. We can basically like project anything behind the actor.
What do you find to be the challenges of virtual production?
One of the biggest challenges is the computer setup. Last time I've worked in the virtual production, we had like this like 3D city in the background, which the animator had to control, and we were kind of worried that the computer would crash.
So what's the project you're working on today, and what can you actually tell us about it?
The story of the music video is about the artist, Denny. She reflects on her hometown. She's writing a letter back to her hometown, like a love letter. She reflects on her hometown and how she misses it, and throughout the music video, she just reflects on her memories. Stay creative, just remain open to ideas, don't rule yourself out. With technology, it's always evolving.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.